everybody, welcome back to another grilling video, and this one's going to be a good one. Today on the smoker we're going to be doing bacon wrapped stuffed shrimp. These things are phenomenal. It's a great little side dish or a meal in and of itself, or it's a wonderful one when entertaining friends. Let's talk about the ingredients for this one. It really is pretty simple. You need shrimp, bacon, cheese, jalapeno if you want to stuff it with that, and some kind of a rub. So let's talk about those in a little bit more detail. I like to use large shrimp, something in the 16 to 22 count per pound range. That's good size for me. You want them peeled and deveined. I like to leave the tail on them just because it gives it a nice little handhold. But that size is about good for this type of a thing. It's a 2 or 3 biter, if you will. Now you just have to choose your stuffings. And again, you can do what you want with this. I'm going to be using a little bit of Colby Jack cheese and a very thin slice of jalapeno. I don't want them to be too spicy, just a little kick to it. So I think that'll be real good. And then we're going to get our bacon. For us, we're using a thin cut bacon. I don't want to do something as thick cut on this because by the time you wrap it around the shrimp and you cook it until that thick cut bacon was done, the shrimp would be kind of dried out. So we definitely want to go with a thin cut bacon on this. And then some kind of a rub. I'm using something here called Diamond Dust Rib Rub, and I do like to use a rub that you would normally use with pork or ribs because we're going to be putting that seasoning on the bacon itself, on the outside of it. If you like these spicy, if you are definitely all about the heat and you want to put more jalapeno in it, you can also get a rub that has some cayenne or heat in it as well. That would be just as good. So before we start prepping these, tell you what, let's get the grill fired up. We're going to turn on the pellet smoker to about 400 to 450 degrees. That's where we want to go. High heat for this one, and it's quick. It only takes about 20 minutes. So let me get this fired up and then we'll start prepping. Let's start prepping this. We have our shrimp laid out here. They're still just a little bit frozen, so I've laid them out in a single layer so they can finish defrosting. I've cut some small strips of pepper jack cheese. I have my bacon here, and I'm going to cut this in about half because we'll need them to just wrap around the shrimp, not be significantly larger than that. Let's just get that put aside. And now we're going to want to cut up our jalapeno. We're not big heat people in this house, so I'm going to go ahead and take our seeds out of this as well. Now we're just going to cut these in small lengths, about as long as the cheese is. Again, I mentioned before, we're going to do very thin here. For some of these longer ones, we're going to cut them right in half. That way they're close to the size of our cheese. It's just a matter of stuffing these right now. Now I bought my shrimp already peeled and deveined, which means it has a slit along the outer edge, but we don't want to open that up because we're going to stuff it. I prefer to use just a fillet knife. It's a nice easy way to do this. I don't want to cut it all the way through, probably about half the distance through there. That's it. See, it gives me a nice slot right there to be able to stuff it. So we'll go ahead and do that with all these real quick. All right, I've got some of these ready. Let's show you how you stuff these. Really simple. We're going to take this, put a little line of our jalapeno in there and a little piece of our cheese. We're just going to fold it right in there, and then we're going to wrap this whole thing in bacon. I like to start at the end away from the tail, the thicker end. Now I'm going to try to wrap these pretty tight so I can avoid having to put a toothpick in them. But if it gets a little crazy, I will certainly put a toothpick in there. Best if you kind of hold it straight while you wrap it. That'll help hold all that cheese and pepper in there. There you go. One down. I'm just going to set it on this rack here. I'm going to use this for seasoning them as opposed to cooking them on there. Though when I put them on the grill, I am going to put a tray underneath it because this bacon fat's going to render out. I just don't want it to make a mess in the grill. Nice close up here for you. Slide in our jalapeno, our cheese, and wrap in bacon. I like to pull that bacon nice and tight on there. Over here. Yeah, right here. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell notification so you get notified of new videos. Thanks. So with these guys wrapped, you just want to go ahead and season them lightly. You don't have to go overboard because shrimp is a pretty mild flavor. I'm going to flip each one over and season it on both sides and let that adhere before we pop it onto the smoker. All right, the grill's up to temperature. We're just going to go ahead and place these right on the top rack. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to put this underneath it just so that we catch any of the drippings. Let these go for about 8 or 9 minutes, and then we'll flip them over and they should be about done. I'm guessing it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes, but we'll check them out. All right, it's been right at 8 minutes. We're going to flip each of these guys over. Whew, that's hot. All right, it's been about another 9 minutes. Oh, and these are looking great. All right, we'll just let these cool down for a little bit and we'll give these a taste test in about 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and give these a try. They look really good. The bacon on the outside is crispy. It's exactly what you want to see. You can see this one. I can see the cheese and the jalapeno right inside of it. We'll give it a bite. That is really, really good. Can't go wrong with these. I'll finish this up, take the rest in the house for the family, and we'll see you all next week for another grilling video. Bye, and safe and happy grilling.